I was actually gonna go somewhere else with it, but I'm gonna leave it with yours. I like yours. I like yours. Less controversial. Because there definitely will be some problems when there's a kid around. It's hard to get anything done. All right, we back, man. Rap Life Review. Ebro, Lowe, Nadeska. We are here like we are every week. Please subscribe. Please add the Rap Life playlist so when new heat gets added, like this week, Trippie Redd and Travis Scott was on the cover. When it gets added, boom. You get it? You don't gotta go look for it. It's nice and easy for you. New York Times has called Ice Spice the princess of rap. Nadeska, we go to you. Did you see this article in the New York Times?
I didn't have a chance to read this article, but I guess I would be curious. Obviously, she's having a moment, right? She just dropped a project right now that's on Apple Music. You could check that out. But there's also like Glorilla, who had a huge year last year, has been dropping music. So I just wonder about
Grammy nominated.
Yeah, about her claiming that title. So I'd be curious.
Now, but did Ice Spice claim that, or did New York Times?
Why the New York Times gave her?
I think Pitchfork also called her the princess or the queen, whatever, something of Bronx drill music. I don't know any other female.
There's some other women in the Bronx that are making it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly like the biggest fan of Ice Spice. I congratulate her on her success and how fast she's risen and like the accolades and the attention she's getting. I think it's a little too quick for that, but New York Times, polarizing headline, conversation.
Got people talking about it. You think that's what it was mostly?
It could be. And I'm not downplaying her talent or the effect she's having on New York hip hop.
She's doing really well right now.
Yeah, of course.
I hope the EP does well, and I think we want to see more music from her. Of course, we're going to love and
support
New York artists.
Major shout to Ice.
A New York Times profile, that's a big
huge.
look.
Now, I got actually an Ice Spice conversation coming up this week. She's going to be on Rap Life Radio. Got a chance to sit down with the young lady from Grand Concourse in the BX. And we actually talked, or I tried to talk to her about Drake's commentary about her, So DMs is crazy?
Flooded, bro.
So the Drake situation of him saying, I loved your response, by the way, which was, at least I'm a 10, though.
You're funny.
That wasn't to him.
I mean, I was just chatting.
Stop it.
Stop
it. Stop. But he never tried to holler, though.
Nah, not on no serious.
On some fun.
Nah, not on nothing, really. He was just on some, like, you feel me, the screenshot. You seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drake, Uptown Harlem. These shows have been booked for a while. They got postponed because of the murder of Takeoff, and that was just emotional for all of hip-hop, so Drake did the right thing and moved them. It went down just this past weekend. 2 shows, right? It was a Saturday and a Sunday show. Both shows he brought out 21 Savage, Dipset, Lil Uzi Vert. I thought it was an amazing set. Like, I love the fact, I love Drake just coming to New York City and just embracing hip-hop. B, I love the fact that it was at Apollo. Apollo is obviously a legendary facility and it's had the greats in music in general, right? Like, I mean, Coldplay's played there, James Brown, Otis Redding, obviously Aretha Franklin, the greats, and then you add in there somebody as great as Drake. I think it's great, and I love the way his set was built. Yeah. Where it told the story, I think that it was the story of his life. It was like him in his bedroom, him in the office, these different sets. So I thought that was fire.
It's like you said, I know he hasn't been on the road for a while. Apparently 5 years. This is his first show in 5 years. And he does OVO Fest, which is his hometown thing. So to your point, it was dope that he brought the show to New York. And I'm curious about the timing of him making a show so intimate that's kind of chronicling the story of his career. Like, why at this moment he felt like that was the right show to put on. It's curious to me.
Let's go to OVO Low for some insight.
Right? He said there might be more music. Okay.
No, it looked like a great show. I don't know what he's planning. I don't know what he's doing. He's very calculated, but I feel like this show is the lead off to a bigger tour or a bigger outing.
He did say on stage that him and 21 was going out this summer.
Yeah. I mean, that's expected. Probably one of the best albums. Critically acclaimed to a lot of people, so this only makes sense to do stadium worldwide tour. So we'll see what happens. He also made an interesting comment that, he might get bored and make a new album. Not really understanding what that meant or why he would say that. And I don't think that's a real reason to make a new album, but I guess we'll see.
Low.
What? Like, y'all asked me?
Too many Drake albums right now?
I mean, like...
You did on this program, I believe, you wanted Drake to, I think the quote was, he needs to go away for a while.
I've been said that.
I'm watching your body language right now and the tones you're giving as you talk about this. You seem a little frustrated with
The tones I give every week?
not always. I think this Drake topic. Is there something we don't know? Is he irritates you or something? Is there a problem with Drake?
I mean, he
getting
asked me a
bored and
question.
putting out an
Feels like you two just
album?
need a separate-
Am I bugging?
They're-
Like, if an artist says, I might get bored and I might make a new album, how would you take that?
It means he would have time. He has free time
Yeah.
to make a new album. Like he's a busy guy.
But I might get bored.
Like meaning like he doesn't have anything else to do, so I may as well do the album. Like meaning I don't have to tour. He's a dad now. He's got OVO. Isn't OVO, I think Records announced they were independent now. Like they got artists. I'm sure the guy's a busy guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like he's getting bored, if that's the case.
But that's what I'm saying. He might find time. He might be bored. The schedule may be open and he could record a project.
So we'll see.
But hey, if he doesn't find time, at least he's going on tour.
There
And
you
we
go.
want some more TV.
Yeah.
I still want some more Drake TV.
What do you mean? Like, because he's funny on television.
I
want to
see Drake acting again. I'm wondering why, if that's something he's considered at all, or if that's like way in the future, or like what's the deal? Like, why won't we get back to some acting?
Being a dad, I think, definitely changed the dynamic of his everyday.
You think
Right?
so?
How old's his son now?
Her loss? It doesn't sound like it really. His lifestyle has changed.
Yeah, but he could be, that doesn't mean he's doing those things actively right now. It could,
yeah?
He could be telling stories from years past. We don't know. But we definitely see him with his kid a lot.
Yeah, of course.
And I can tell you, as a parent, it does change you. But you a Dipset fan.
Yeah, of course.
Drake brings out Dipset in Harlem. Here's an actual clip from the Apollo Theater. Drake bringing out Dipset. It was all over social media.
These guys right here from Harlem made us dress different, talk different, walk different, rap different, all the way in Canada. So please, the pride of New York to me, make some motherfucking noise for the Dipset one time. And yo, by the way, this is Cam's actual mink, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I didn't just get some new shit made. This is the real one.
So wait, he had the mink already? Or he bought it?
I don't know. You got to ask him.
I thought he just wore it for this event.
From the online chatter, he purchased the mink and the headband, which is the
How
exact.
much do you think he paid for that? I'm surprised Cam wouldn't gift that to him.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like,
If I'm Cam, I'm not gifting it to him. You want this joint, you better buy it. You got money.
Cool. He might have did that, but I see a lot of people getting very critical of his fandom of some of these artists. Like he bought a lot of Pharrell's old jewelry.
Well, but Pharrell was out here selling his jewelry.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, I think people are picking on him because of his fandom, because of how, aggressive or explicit it might be. And I don't think there's an issue. Like we were talking about, he grew up on Dipset. Like, these are moments that he discovered and he experienced as a kid, or
And
just
he's at a
making
point
music
in his life,
where he
in his
can
career,
bring that
where he
pay
can
homage and do
and not
those
only
things.
that, but he could preserve these items and make
Right.
sure that, like, we could critique Drake all we want for we don't like this song or this whatever,
Right.
or he hasn't made a classic hip hop album, whatever.
Whatever.
What you're not gonna do is act like he don't give a about hip hop, or that he
won't.
doesn't care for it, or want to make sure it's done right. And him buying these items and making sure that they're owned by somebody and in good hands, I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I just didn't like I was reading a lot of it this morning, and people were like, "Oh, that's weird that he's buying this from that person and doing this with that person." It's like he's a kid of hip hop. Like I can't, if I had the access, if I had the financial stability, I'd buy a rock chain or I'd buy an old bad boy, whatever. Like I'd go and do the same.
Let's see here. XXL 2023 award nominations. Voting ended on Sunday. And here's the nominees. Artist of the Year. 21 Savage, Drake, Future, Kendrick Lamar, Megan Thee Stallion, Pusha T, NBA, Youngboy. I actually voted.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Kendrick Lamar as artist of the year.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't see artist of the year doesn't necessarily need to be tied to album of the year or song of the year. I look at artist. When they say artist, I look at the art. Like, did you create a piece of art, a creativity, and a total body of work? Not only the recorded material, but everything else you did to share the material and the art with the consumer.
That's a really pure way to define that category. Because I'm sure some people would consider it just the artist who was most present.
biggest.
Yeah, I saw you everywhere this year. I couldn't not hear you on the radio, on Apple Music.
But see,
at
I
the
think
clubs.
that's more like maybe that's song of the year.
But I would think that's
or-
actually for the album of the year category
Or
when you're
even
talking
album of
about
the year.
actually.
I mean,
the art.
I think it all falls under everything, like album, song, feature. Like I think that artist of the year tag falls under tour.
Yep.
Presence. I think that's what it falls under. So when you do talk about artist of the year, how was the album, right? When you do talk about artist of the year, what was the song
That's
for
right.
that artist?
That's right.
So I think all those
They all go
categories
in there.
are they're very, very
they all
synonymous.
go in there.
Could be
But
argued with
album
that.
of the year, I actually voted Pusha T.
I mean, yeah,
It's
like
almost
that.
dry.
We've had this conversation about 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 times, right?
That's right.
So I don't know how many times we're gonna have this conversation again. But to my liking, it's either Pusha. Did Nas get a nom?
Not for artist or album.
Album. King's Disease 3 and
King's Disease 3 didn't make the cutoff.
Yeah.
I don't
what? Give me
think.
the album
It's Lil
categories.
Durk, it's Drake and 21,
Future.
Future, Kendrick, Pusha, Lil Baby, Lotto.
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. It's only me.
No. Okay. All right.
I don't know if there was a cutoff. The Nas
Yeah, maybe
album
if
came.
King's Disease dropped late.
came late?
I don't know.
All right. If
possible.
that's the case, then
Yeah.
I can agree to that.
Song of the year was God Did, Drake and 21, Jimmy Cooks, Future's Wait For You, Gunna and Future's Pushin' P, Hit Kid, Glorilla, F&F, Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5, and Nicki Minaj, Super Freaky Girl.
So
I think, if I recall correctly, I voted for Drake and 21, Jimmy Cooks because of how long it stayed around and the fact that it was put on an album that it wasn't even really a part of. It was just literally a song that just
Yeah.
happened at the end of a project.
Yeah.
And became something that carried throughout a long period of time.
Yeah. I will say that was the introduction to what was going
Became
on
her
right
loss.
now. Yeah, it became
Yeah.
her loss. And I've always said that was the unofficial announcement to their joint album.
Yeah.
So I like how that tied together. And now we're getting a tour. You know, they're all over the place together. But my pick would probably either be Glorilla. Yeah, my only pick.
Well, the other reason I voted for Jimmy Cooks because Nadeska get a shout out on that song.
Hey,
this is-
thank you.
And recipes to the great K-Slay.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All
No
right.
problem. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to keep it home team. ASAP Rocky was on with Zane Lowe.
Yep.
He dropped his new single, which was actually a song that leaked, but this was actually maybe I saw a video of him performing it, but this was actually like the recorded studio version
Gotcha.
of the song Same Problems. He was on New Music Daily. We actually have a clip of Zane and Rocky talking right here.
I'm super excited. This is huge. This is incredible. I'm so glad that my lady's back making music again and whatnot and getting back out there, you know, and it's incredible. It's for, especially for both of us, it's a good year for both of us to be more active, you know, and be out there. But the Super Bowl is huge, and
It's gonna be crazy.
her being the creative she is, she gonna bring it, man. And you see the sweater, I'm looking for mine still.
Rocky looking cheese, ear to ear, grin, showing all
Yep.
his pearly whites, talking about his Uman, his woman, and his son's mother. I love seeing that for him.
Yeah, you can hear it's a different Rocky. He's talking about how he said having a family now makes him want to rush to get home. You know, that's not the life he was living before that. He said he's coming home to heaven, which was really dope. And then he talked about the new record, you know, Same Problem. Said he feels like he's at a point now where he cares more about what, you know, fans and other artists think of him in terms of being a role model. So he wanted to do something a little different because him and Zayn were also joking about Problems being his biggest single to date. So this is a new man we're seeing here, which is really dope.
So he doesn't have the same problem.
All right, maybe the bigger he's getting, or the notoriety he's receiving, the money, the accolades. I think.
But he doesn't
Same
have problems.
no.
Well, okay.
Because that was a double entendre. It was like, y'all got problems, but I also have problems.
Yeah, I don't think those problems are the same anymore.
Right.
So
And about his excitement for Riri performing at the Super Bowl. Like that, I mean, obviously it's the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
So we're all excited. So we're a little biased. But having him on and him gleaming with joy and all that
Yeah.
was a good moment.
The pride, yeah, that glow in his eyes. That's really dope.
And before we wrap, we got two more things. One, I want to salute J.Cole. I love this single he just threw out, Lil Uzi threw out, where he found I think it was a J.Cole type beat
yeah.
from a
Exact
producer
quote,
on
hilarious.
YouTube.
Yep.
And then was like, yo, I'm going to just record it. And then allow dude to put it out on his YouTube.
Super dope.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find too many artists that understand the importance of like the acknowledgement of, you know, the little guy.
Yeah.
That they're looking for the praise and acknowledgement from their
Somebody
hero.
like him,
and it
yeah.
seems like this kid who was producing this record wanted and intended and hoped and prayed and wished that J. Cole would somehow miraculously hear this beat. And being how Cole is, just to stay at home, eating at the bodega, chilling, just minding his business, he probably would be on YouTube at like 2 a.m. Let me just type.
Yo, I need a beat.
Just to be fun,
J.
like J. Cole type beat and boom,
Oh,
that
wait.
pops up. So, you know, that was God's work, and you know, put him in right in the perfect situation for this kid to get the acknowledgement that he deserves, and that kind of promotion, you can't buy that.
That's why we love this man.
And the big give back to the culture, I think, you know, J. Cole is always taking pride in that.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it was, I mean, even when we go back to him around the KOD album, what was that artist he sat down and gave an interview to? What was that kid's name?
Oh, man.
Not Lil Pump.
Yeah, him.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember? But
Where is he now?
no shade. See, no shade. I couldn't remember his name.
Where is
Just
he?
saying it was important because that was at a time where there was like a generational discussion about the generational gap in hip hop. And Cole was like, nah, we need to make sure that we're having this dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I think that was around the time when Corday made the barbershop video.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
happened
I
around
remember
that time.
I remember that.
Right? About young heads talking about old heads
Yeah.
not, you know, blah, blah, blah. So that's a give back to the culture, though, to make sure that generation gap is there. Another give back was back when Cole used to do the $1 and the Dream shows. Remember, he used to go around, it was $1 to get in
I
the
was there for all of
shows.
those. Yep. Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't need a reminder of how great this man is.
Oh,
but
here we go
I have
now.
to say, in the era, every time we talk about a Khaled rollout, for example, and we are exasperated. This to me is like the perfect flip side of that. Just less of like just doing so much and a little bit more of this. I feel like this hits way better. It lives way better. And then, you know, he's saying that he has all of these songs and he's always feeling a little bit too insecure to drop them. Maybe it's too much, whatever. But we're also waiting for the fall off. So I think this was a really nice way to start like building up towards that album. There was also a line in there about college for you, I believe, about writing a paper last minute. I know you love talking about J. Cole music is for college students or college girls.
It
so
is.
Just wanted to confirm
It
that,
is.
you know, he hasn't changed.
It is. J. Cole music is every person that was in college during the J. Cole time. J. Cole is their person.
Because he always knows he's talking about being up late writing a last minute paper.
Yeah,
That's
what I'm
life in
saying.
college.
You can
That's what
relate.
college
Guy.
was,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
You can relate. And then YouTube comments. Nadeska, this is your department
Nah,
on the
there's
Rap
nothing-
Life Review.
Nothing good this week, unfortunately.
Really? I thought it was great.
I don't see anything here. I'm looking. I'm zooming in. I don't see nothing. There's no comments here.
Yo, bro.
Oh, guess they didn't watch the show this week.
Leave Lowkey alone.
See,
Leave my
now
guy
we
alone.
getting somewhere.
Man.
I knew somebody was protecting this guy. I knew there was comments in there. I knew you Barbs was in there giving this guy the business. This week it'll be the Drake stands. You guys will be in there dealing with this guy. You know what I mean? And that's the Rap Life Review.
Can't talk about people getting upset. See y'all next week.
For Nadeska and Lowe, I'm Ebro. Make sure you check out us right here on the YouTube. Subscribe. And then make sure you add the Rap Life playlist so you can get it every time it's updated.
Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Rap Life Review. I'm Nadeska, and you can catch me here every single week with Lowkey and Ebro. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing. Give us a like and drop a comment so we can hit you back next week.